Ha! This spot's captured crowd's attention. Of course it does. A saga in stone. What is special about these pillars, if I may ask? At a glance, they might look like ordinary stone decorations. But if you take a really good look, you'll see they're something much more interesting. I suppose we ought to do as Wuklamat suggests. Ha! Okay, we already got that one. The following event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty finder registrations. Inspect the stone pillars? Yes! Pictures! Wait, no, these are glyphs. They seem to tell a series of stories, many of them featuring a two-headed Mamajah. Oh, then this must be... That's right. It follows the exploits of my father, Gulul Jaja, and his journey to unite our lands. We call it the Tuliyollal saga. The deeds he performed and the bonds he forged, all immortalized in stone. There is no better way to learn how Tuliyollal came to be. Study them as long as you like. Okay. Lay of the Brotherhoods, Lay of Reeds, Wuklamat, Lay of Pots. Let's go left to right. This pillar tells the Lay of the Brotherhood. It depicts the scene where Papa granted an audience to the foreign explorer Ket something. I can never remember his name. You mean Ketanram? Ah, that's the one. Ketanram's arrival into Tural is what prompted Papa to embark on his own journey. It's said the two grew to be close friends, brothers in spirit if not in blood, but no one knows what became of the explorer in later years. Ketanram's disappearance is a mystery in Eorzea as well. The records say he traveled between our lands and yours for a while, but then it's assumed he was lost at sea. Here we have the Lay of Reeds. This is the story of when Papa visited the Hanuhanu, the village of Kusamauka. Ah, the people Alfino almost mistook for Vanuvanu. If not for the colorful plumage. He spent a fair bit of time among the Vanu and the Sea of Clouds, so it's no surprise he took an interest in your countrymen. I don't know how it is with your Vanu, but our Hanu are a bright and cheerful sort. They hold this one festival every year. Very famous. And a lot of fun. Let's go to book last, I guess. Let's see. This one's the Lay of Pots, which depicts the moblins of Kusamauka. They might wear odd masks and sound weirdly muffled when they talk, but the gold and silver work they sell is the best you'll find anywhere. Moblin goods are the standard when it comes to gift giving. Clearly, the Vanu aren't the only people with distant Turali counterparts. This one recounts the Lay of Repast. As you can probably tell, The figure depicted here is of the Xibral, like me. For decades, the Xibral and the Mamulja were at war for control of the forest of Yagtel. The actions Papa took to end the conflict have since been hailed as the first steps in founding of Tuliyollal. There's a clan of Hrefgar in Borgia known as Hellions. In their society, the women rule as queens, and the men serve as devoted subjects. Yet here in Tural, Xibral men and women appear to be of equal status. Dramatically, culture can vary with location. If you're done with the first half, we can move on to the second. No. Not ready to move on yet? That's fine. I don't mind retelling the stories. Oh, okay, so speaking with her basically gets you to the oh, okay. I get it. Alright, so yeah, this is literally just going to the next one. Okay, makes sense. Left to it. Lay of gold. Biggest gold in them there hills. This pillar shows one of the Palu whose homeland is in Okapacha. Having created our currency, the Palu are rightfully known as the merchant clan. They oversee Tuliyollal's markets, and their trolling paddlers are a common sight no matter where you go in Tural. Don't let their size fool you. Might be mistaken as children, but beneath those beaked masks, they are clever, calculating traders. Lay of Ice. Oh, this one is my favorite. The Lay of Ice. It depicts the battle with the legendary Tural Vidral, Waligamanda. Should explain. A Tural Vidral, which we already know as Vipers, because we've done the quest already, is a creature that has lived far beyond its usual lifespan and awakened to preternatural power. We have those in the Far East as well. Satoru described the Far Eastern auspices in a similar fashion, exactly. Could this be the same phenomenon? Waligamanda itself was dubbed the Sky Ruin, a name earned for the destruction and terror it visited upon Tural every time it stirred from its slumber. But 80 years or so ago, its ruinous reign was brought to an end. After a great struggle, Papa and his comrades managed to overcome the raging withdrawal and seal it away in the Okapacha Mountains. Despite its reputation, however, Waligamanda is also a symbol of power. That's why you see its likeness in Tuliyollal's national emblem and adorning the banners of the palace, or at the palace. And also some of the guards, I assume, are in its colors. Blank. Lay of Proof. I'm gonna go for the blank one last. Ah, the Lay of Proof. The big fellow is of the Yokhui, the largest of Tural's peoples. These giants once used their great size and strength to establish a dominion encompassing all of Yogg-Tural. Having brought the southern reaches to here, they then turned northwards, setting their sights on Yogg-Tural. Recall that massive bridge they built beyond the Skysgate. Sometime after launching their northern campaign, however, they just gave up. They abandoned the lands they'd conquered and withdrew into the mountains of Okapacha. I've never even seen any of their kind so much as set foot in the city. It was a people with the power and resourcefulness to raise a temple on a mountaintop and build a bridge across the sea with stone. What would move them to renounce their ambition and their place in Turali history? What indeed? Alright, blank pillar. Intriguing. Oh, this one is unmarked. Papa says he left a blank pillar for the next chapter of Tuliyollal's history. What that might be. Had you fill of history then? Yeah, thank you. That was interesting. I like history lessons. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum. Glad to hear it. You know, I feel awfully hungry all of a sudden. No surprises here there, seeing I couldn't keep anything down for a while, but now I think I'm ready to eat again. So let's go and have ourselves a bite of a local delicacy. Come, I'll take you to the best restaurant in the city. There we go. I like the sound of that. Food! Alright, here we are. Kryl. What a lovely establishment. I'm reminded of the Bismarck in Limsa Lominsa. Have you had your taco... Wow. Have you ever had tacos? They're a Tuliyollal classic. You bake a crunchy shell made from corn flour, and fill it with meat and salad. A lot of shops and stalls sell them, but I like how they are made here at Jabalyav Tie best. And I need one right now in front of me right now. Let's head downstairs and place an order with all the Brook Evu. So many stairs. Every dish looks delicious. At the risk of sounding like Buklamat, the mere sight of so much fine cuisine is making me ravenous. Me too. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, I want it all. I want it now. Give me. This is Brook Evu, the owner. Don't let his unassuming appearance fool you. When it comes to making tacos, he is the greatest artisan in all of Tyrol.
Brook Evu! My companions must sample your heavenly tacos. One for each of us, please.
Right away, promise. And I'll pack them tight with my choicest feelings. Only the best for you and your friends.
Did you hear the silver scares are back? Seems their overseas foray ended in disaster. More than half their warband is missing, including their leader.
Whoopsie!
Aye. And now keen to rebuild their broken reputations, the survivors seek the Golden City. A fool's errand. How many hopefuls have disappeared in search of that fable? They should count their lucky stars they came home alive at all.
The legend of the Golden City is well known here, I take it.
It is, but as no one's ever seen it, many question if there is any truth to the tale. Like our skeptical Erinville.
I can't imagine the Dawn Servant would request a formal survey for a place that doesn't exist.
True, true.
Now to find a spot with a pleasant view to enjoy our crunchy spoils.
Whoa.
Oh.
How?
Oh.
Oh, dare he?
If it isn't the third promise.
Oh. No.
I don't know these ones. New salt.
Oh.
Dredge from foreign waters is my guess, brother. Of course, that's it. Wuklamat is so afraid of the coming contest that she went crying for special help.
I'm gonna slice both of your heads off. I have two swords after all.
Wanted, Bakul Jaja?
The third promise remembers us! Such an honor. Glory on your name, brother. And on yours, brother.
I know my rivals for the throne. Nothing more.
Another child of the Dawn Servant?
No, this brute.
We have no ties to their farce of a family. Unlike the sneevling housecut, we are blessed siblings, the elevated chosen. We alone are fit to succeed Golul Jaja as Dawn Servant.
All peoples are equal in Tuliyollal. Your heritage gives you no greater claim to the throne.
Oh.
Shall we test that idea here and now? See if your strength is equal to ours.
This is the racist guy who's like, only two-headed Mamulja are fit to rule. I get it.
None of this has any bearing on the right of succession, correct? Best not waste your energies on pointless scuffles.
Honestly, I could kick him in the balls without even looking.
The kitten comes to the house cat's defense. Pathetic. Since when was our nation overrun by mewling weaklings?
When did you arrive in the city?
Listen to me, you.
Whenever you joined the city, that's when. Our tacos were...
Two-headed Mamulja. I knew of them, but that's the first I've seen in the flesh.
Oh, I've seen a couple.
Some get it into their twin heads that they're destined to follow in my father's footsteps. So they travel to distant lands to hone their battlecraft. Those are likely the ones you've heard about.
Are there other two-headed claimants?
No, just Bakul Jaja. Even in Tural, his kind are far from common. The Mamulja people largely belong to one of three clans. The Hubigo,
Taco.
Bunewa, and the Dopro. Every once in a great while, a two-headed offspring is born from a union between the brown-scaled Hubico and the blue-scaled Bunewa. The child grows to possess immense strength, both physical and magical.
Blessed siblings indeed.
Forget them. Let's go and buy more tacos. I can think of nothing better to rid me of this bad taste in my mouth.
That's fair. My treat this time. Oh, someone's calling me. Sorry, give
Enjoying
me a
your
second.
tour of the city, I trust. We've seen our share of notable sights and took a moment to rest.
Nice.
As such, we're ready to present ourselves at the palace for the rite of succession. Shall we meet you there?
Yeah, sounds good.
The palace it is. I'll let Wuklamat know. Destiny calls. Perhaps we can return for more tacos later?
Oh, no tacos?
So it goes.
Brooke Avu's lovingly made tacos went to waste, and it's all that British Baku Jar Jar's fault. I was looking forward to trying some authentic Tuliyollal cuisine, but we should hurry and join Offino and the others at the palace. Alright, it's a bit of a climb to the top, but you can head up from the Resplendent Quarter, or even the eastern side of Talonmarch, if you prefer. Now that you have an idea of how the city is laid out, why don't you find your own way to Volok Shunsa? Ah, my poor empty belly. What a giant temple. Or palace, sorry. Palace, not temple. Damn. Always a often a cry or Arendville. Here. The food is amazing. A passing mammal jar let us try a fruit called Cherry Moya, and it was just sublime. We saw a two-headed mammal jar on our way here, another claimant on the title of succession, according to Arendville. There are so many narrow, winding streets, but even if you get lost, all you have to do is keep heading up and you'll arrive at the palace eventually. Do you have a better feel for the city now? Yeah, pretty much. You made it! Good! Then we're all here. I'm still hungry enough to eat a whole roasted colibri, but the contest won't wait for us forever. Let's go. Oh, I could ask Namika to cook me something afterwards. Who's Namika? Upon speaking to Arendville, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Let's go. I've acquainted the twins with the city as best I could in a short time. Their unbridled enthusiasm made it rather difficult. Invariably something would catch their eye, spurring them to run down an alley to investigate. It was like herding a pair of unruly curls. I understand all too well. Shellian had the same effect on me. Right, then. Now it's time we saw the inside of the palace. Papa will want to know I'm home, and to meet the allies I have chosen. Given how impulsive he is, though, there's no telling what we might be in for. I like that what we've seen so far was like the antechamber. It wasn't even the palace, it was just like the visitor lounge. The waiting room. Fighting. Oh, hi there. Didn't expect to see you here, sir.
When did he get here?
He jumped.
What's the point? Why is he here?
Oh, you know this man?
Yep.
Whenever my father spots a promising opponent, he invites them to Sunperch to duel. Pressing duties or no, he can't resist a good fight.
So the one Estinian is crossing blades with.
Yep.
That will do, Spearman. I will receive my darling daughter.
Wow, for herself. Hi, Estinian. Hi, buddy.
Know that you are the strongest I fought in many a moon, if not longer. It is the privilege of a life long lived to face such a formidable soul.
If it's formidable you want, then look no further than that man there.
Hi. Peace.
I see you, warrior.
Of light and darkness and a bunch of other titles. Honestly, I'm on vacation.
We had no idea you meant to visit Tuliyollal.
Yeah.
I've seen what lies east. This time I chose west.
Easy as
Did our
that.
itinerant dragoon make his travel plans?
You witnessed our bout. If you thought he was fearsome, that was with one head dozing.
Damn.
I'm not sure I understand.
The old man has been feeling his years. The uncovered side is the head of resolve, and age has only deepened his love for combat. But the head of reason, wiser of the two, sleeps more and more these days. As I understand it, the veil helps with the restoration of his magical energies.
Enough about me, Lamati. I want to hear of your adventures.
Lamatil? Interesting.
Lamachi.
A term of endearment. It's what my family calls me.
Lamati. Oh, that was an I, not an L. Sorry. My bad.
When last did we see you in the palace? Greetings, Solanash.
It's Erenville now, Dawn Servant.
Oh? Ellen Nash?
I took the name while abroad, and have since grown accustomed to it.
Erenville, then.
And these others? I assume our Lamatis recruited allies.
Peace.
Ha! Old-tempered still. Yet as much as I enjoy testing their metal, the hour of the right is at hand. I will summon the other claimants at once.
That's fast.
Then I shall leave you to it. Good fortune, my friends.
Aww. To be fair, he really just was here to have a sparring match, which is insanity, but also very Estinian coded.
The claimants are assembled. The first promise, Zerolja. The second promise, Kona.
Kona.
The third promise, Uklamat. And lastly, the chosen of Mamuk, Baku Jaja. You four will compete in the rite of succession, the outcome of which will decide who takes my place as Dawn Servant. I am not the man I once was. My wiser half sleeps the days away. And it is time I yield my position. But mine is a torch that has never been passed. Tuliyollal is young. And so I look to the always for inspiration. The rite of succession. The means by which the autarch of Mamuk was chosen. Only the two-headed were deemed fit for this contest. But the Tuliyollal I built is a nation of many peoples. Our leader needn't have two heads, nor be a Mamulcha at all. So I gave the right of claimant, not only to the son I sired, but to my adopted children as well. Yet the opportunity to rule was still not equal. That is why a recent tournament offered a place in the contest as the winning prize.
Now you have us to compete against. Though it seems the one-head was already too afraid to face us in the tournament.
Our brother was in Shock Tural leading the Landsguard on a campaign to eradicate a Tural Vidral. Anyone with sense would know he was too busy for games.
Yeah, he was doing his duty.
Now for the part you've been waiting to hear. The nature of the contest itself.
Fishing toast.
Triumph in the right of succession, and thereby claim our nation's throne, you must travel the lands of Yogg-Tural. and find the City of Gold.
Oh. Well then.
If I may, Father.
Speak, Gona.
The Golden City is an ancient Turali legend, but after so many failed attempts to find it, the story has become more fairy tale than fact. If you would charge us with such a quest, are we then to assume you have proof of the city's existence?
I offer us proof, my unbroken word, for I have seen it with my own 4 eyes.
The city's real. All those years.
This was before the founding of Tuliyollal. I traveled the lands of Tural with my companions, and we ended our journey at the gates to the Golden City. I mean to have you do the same, but in order to achieve victory proper, you need to break the seal I put in place. Bring them.
Okay, so all we have to do is find the City of Gold. Perfect. That makes things much easier. Huh? Oh. Oh. Stone tablets.
The Tuliyollal saga.
You will retrace the path I walked to unite our peoples, step by step. Along the way, 7 chosen electors will be waiting to measure your worth.
Interesting.
Earn their keystones by performing the feats they ask of you. Once you've fitted each of the 7 tablets with the keystone, you'll have the key to unlock the seal on the Golden City's gates.
Ooh.
So the contest is in stages, none of which can be skipped by rushing to the ultimate objective.
Smart boy.
Exactly. Exciting, isn't it?
Martial tournaments, hunting festivals, and now this? You do so love your contests, Papa.
Were I a few years younger, I would have joined in myself, giving you a proper challenge. You may think the ride is tedious or nonsensical, or both, but I am yielding our nation's throne. Let me have this final indulgence.
I mean, it's a good contest. Make sure that you know the country you're ruling
A
over.
waste of time. Just name Bakunja as successor and be done with it.
The rite of cessation begins now. I'll be watching you progress with great interest. And Clemens, remember to collect your tablets before you leave.
But yeah, make sure that you know the nation, know the lay of the land, have spoken to its peoples. It's a good contest.
You are one of Lamachi's allies. Speak freely.
I like it.
I am Cryle Baldessian, representative of the students of Baldessian. My name is perhaps familiar to you?
Ah.
It would seem you sent this letter to my orders some years ago. The ink has since faded and much of the writing is illegible. Even so, we managed to determine the essence of it. A request to investigate the Golden City, addressed to my grandfather, Galuf. Included with the correspondence was this earring. A fairy tale and a piece of jewelry were enough to convince my grandfather to sail halfway across the world. So there is surely some greater mystery at work here. On behalf of the students, I've come to seek clarification on the matter. Have you any knowledge you might share with me?
Curious.
No, not at this time.
Nope.
I have tasked the claimants with finding the Golden City. To fulfill your request would afford one of them an unfair advantage in the right of succession.
I mean, that makes sense. Oh, you made the lot of help.
But once the contest is decided, I plan to entrust the entire truth to my successor. If you want to hear it, then you had best help Lamachi win.
Very well, Dawn Servant. On my honor as a student of Baldessian, I will find your Golden City. Thank you for hearing my petition.
How about that? She's grown into a remarkable young woman. You should be proud, Galuf.
I'm sure he is. That's a lot of people.
Too late to change your mind now, I suppose. But are you sure you wish to be part of this?
Yeah. I might have to,
Our
you know.
third promise is not wont to take no for an answer. Though you may have agreed to help, I worry that you were swept up in her relentless enthusiasm.
Nah, that's fine.
Or perhaps you've been lured by the glory of the Golden City. Either way, this contest for the throne will place you and yours at the heart of political turmoil. If you are second-guessing your decision, tell me now. This may be my last chance to help you withdraw.
Who exactly are you?
Life is a series of journeys, my friend. And there's no telling what awaits us on the long road. But what's important is to be true to yourself as you walk it.
He is right.
Only then can we hope to be content when we arrive at the end of one and step forward into another.
I want to see where this journey leads. I've made my decision, and I mean to see it through. No. I'm curious where the journey leads us.
So you are committed to your path?
Yep. I'll have to change clothes,
I
though,
will speak no more of it then.
to be ready for battle.
As for my own involvement, I can no longer conduct myself as a mere guide, I think. Not after the Dawn Servant's revelation.
Oh? Are you gonna tell us who the hell you are?
Here they come! It's Zeralja! Such a fearsome mien. Make no mistake, there goes Tuliyollal's mightiest warrior.
First promise, our village needs aid. The cold weather stunts our crops, and the children of our village go hungry. Once you ascend the throne, I beg of you, grant my people new lands, please!
Zeralja. Take heart, tiller of the soil. The resilient son, blood heir to the Dawn Servant, has heard your pleas.
Zeralja, the first promise and commander of the Landsguard. Zeralja, the palaceer. As he was so careful to remind the crowd, Zeralja is indeed the natural child of Gurul Jaja.
And Resilient Son, is that another title, like the first promise?
After a fashion. Common knowledge has it that two-headed Mamulja cannot sire children.
Oh.
Yet Zeralja was born all the same, with the head of Resolve's features and the head of Reason's scales. An extraordinary example of life's unyielding resilience.
Interesting.
And a warrior's reticence. He says little, but the way he moves... I know a hardened soldier when I see one.
He's a natural swordsman, a gift he inherited from his father. Some even say that the son has already surpassed the sire. Should he come to power, the first promise means to employ that martial prowess in the conquest of foreign lands. For this, he and his supporters have been labeled expansionists.
Ugh. We don't like those.
This puts him in direct opposition to Wuklamat, who advocates for the preservation of peace. You may recall that she spoke of a claimant who cannot be allowed to rule. That is Zeralja, the warmonger.
Aww.
Kyle, are you alright?
He doesn't look alright.
The echo. It gave me a glimpse into Zeralja's ambitions. Deep and unknowable, like an abyss. Yet at the same time, a roaring, unquenchable fire. It was a trifle terrifying, to be frank.
The man who gets shit done. If I had to choose outside of Wuklamat, he's the guy.
Promise. You must bring us more marvelous conveniences, more dirigibles and trains and the like. We need you in charge to make trading easier. The elders, they complain and complain about abandoning tradition. But we're not like them, afraid of everything foreign and new. You have our wholehearted support. With your ingenuity and knowledge, you're sure to win the contest.
Forgive me, but the right of succession is barely begun. I will hear your petitions if and when I am named Dawn Servant. If you will excuse me.
Plain spoken, as always. That's Arcona. Practical to a fault.
Here we have Kona, the second promise, who spent time as a pupil at Charlian's own studio.
Now that you mention it, I think I did see him in the halls once or twice. There was nothing to suggest he was Tuliyollal, much less from a royal family.
That was by design. He forwent his usual garb and took an Eorzean name to avoid attention.
Oh.
So it was Kona who introduced the dirigibles. And the railway too, given what we just heard.
In furtherance of his goal, to enrich Tuliyollal with every bright notion he learned of in Sharlia. He is the hope of those who prize innovation. As aloof as he may seem, Kona and Wuklamat actually get along rather well. They bicker and banter as only close siblings do.
Speaking of which... Oh, never mind.
How gracious of you all to cheer the lesser claimants.
Ugh.
Oh, come now. What are you afraid of? I'm no different from your Dawn servant.
You're cruel and stupid and
That my
too
kind should
ambitious.
reign is Mamulja tradition, and has been so since before there was a Tuliyollal. I'll brush aside your feeble contenders, and then you'll see who deserves your fealty.
Well said, brother.
The Mamulja have finally found peace in Tuliyollal. I pity those fanatics are intent on keeping that tradition alive.
The chosen of Mamuk, Bakul Jaja, winner of the recent martial tournament, and the only claimant not of the Dawn's promise. His strength is undeniable, but you see how he is. A few devoted Mamulja are his only supporters.
What would he do with the throne should he win it?
His policies and so forth. I doubt he's thought much beyond winning the contest itself. But one thing seems certain. If he does become Dawn Servant, he will see the Mamulja exalted as the ruling class, and all others forced into subservience.
Sounds like another that cannot be allowed to rule.
Everyone leaves before Wuklamat even joins. How dare they? There are like 2 people left to cheer her on. Poor Wuklamat.
We wish for one thing and one thing only, Third Promise. To abide together in harmony with our neighbors whom we love in this land we share. It is our way, the Tuliyollal way.
Galul Jaja built for us this peaceful nation, and we beg you to preserve it.
You have my word. I won't let your pleas go unanswered.
Until Tuliyollal was founded some 80 years ago, this continent was ravaged by war. The eldest among us remember that dark era, and they are Wuklamat's most ardent supporters.
Apologies, it's hard to get away. This is Namika, my childhood nursemaid. She's been like a mother to me my whole life.
Aww.
I told her it wasn't necessary, but she insisted on seeing us off.
I place our precious Third Promise into your care.
Did you know Wuklamat was taking part in the rite of succession?
Of the Dawn's promise. I thought it was only Zoralja and Kona. If she has any accomplishments to her name, I've yet to hear them.
Ooh, damn.
Compared to the two Mamulja, she pales in martial prowess. And then there's Kona, who's far and away the most educated of the bunch. I hate to say it, but it's hardly a competition.
We can hear you.
It's fine. More than anyone. I understand how much better my brothers are than me.
Better? Wuklamat. I have never thought of you as the lesser sibling.
Aw, ain't she cute?
Your brothers may excel in their respective ways, but you boast qualities that both lack. A strength that is yours alone. Having cared for you for so long, I should know.
Thank you, Namika. Well, we ought to be on our way.
Let's go!
Yes, hurry along. I await word of your victory with bated breath.
Don't hold your breath, though. It's gonna probably take a couple of hours at the very least. Bye! As you just witnessed, Wuklamat has no great army of supporters. Not yet, at least. I know not what drives Zoralja, but it engulfs him like an inferno. That two-head claimant, Bakuljaja, treats everyone around him as a lesser beings. No doubt he tried to elevate Mamulja above other races should he become Dawn Servant. I don't like how the Guardian Empire afforded special status to pure-blood Guardians. So Krona, the second promise, is intent on developing his country by means of Shardian innovations. Given his background, I suppose it should come as no surprise. Well, so much for the brief reunion I had in mind. Papa is not one to waste time when he decides to act. I'm used to it by now, of course, but others are often caught off guard. In any case, we should talk about how we're going to find the City of Gold. All we have to work with are the 7 tablets and their connection to the Tuliyollal saga. And I suggest first comparing the tablets against the pillars. We could check for any discrepancies between them. Good idea. Let's go take a look. I wasn't expecting events to progress that quickly, but I won't complain. The contest is the main reason we're here after all. I won't give up on until we find the Golden City for Wuklamat as well as myself. The preparation of intricately carved tablets for every claimant must have taken considerable effort and forethought. We should consider them weighty reminders that this contest is no light-hearted matter. At a glance, they seem much the same. That makes everyone. Wuklamat, the tablets, if you would. Of course. Everyone has a tablet? Then let's compare them to their respective pillars. Keep an eye out for even the smallest differences. One of us has to do 2, which is probably me. Unless I'm missing something, the glyphs appear to be identical. The only differences being that the tablets have hollows where the keystones are to be fitted. So, now that we've established that the scenes are the same, where do we go from here? Or there. The Dawn 7 said we were to retrace the path he walked in uniting Tyrell's peoples, and that we would encounter 7 electors along the way. Then we have the answer in front of us. Papa's path is all laid out in the Tuliyollal saga. The events the glyphs portray, do we know the exact locations where they took place? If one is close, we could go there and search for an elector. That would confirm we're on the right track. Let me think. The Lay of Reeds was in the nearby Hanu settlement. Papa took me there once. It was during festival season. The whole village was alive with good cheer. There's also the Lay of Golds. That one involved the Pelupelu village, which is about the same distance from here. Before going anywhere, we should ask around about the road ahead. I heard a lot of talk as we toured the city about that storm we passed through the sea. Apparently, it ravaged Yuktarol several days ago. Since our roads are not as well paved as the Orzias, they are more susceptible to damage from natural disasters. If we want to avoid wasting time taking a dead-end trail, I suggest we spend a few moments making inquiries. If it's information we need, just leave it to me. I'll bring the information to us. There she goes. It would be prudent to ensure we are prepared for the journey. I'll guide you to the accommodations I've arranged. Nice. What a comfort to have our lodgings sorted in advance. Uklamat said she would bring the information to us? I wonder what she meant by that. Oh, such lovely little cottages, and they are on the water. That's right. The reservation is under Wuklamat's name. If you don't mind, I'll leave my companions to you. Certainly, sir. I'll go and track down the third promise. Once you've finished organizing your gear, you can meet us outside Jabal-Yaf Tier. Greetings, visitors to Tuliyollal, and welcome to the Four Arts Cabins. Whenever you're ready, I'll show you to your rooms. Await your companions and embark on the rite of succession. Let's go. Trust you to be the keenest to head out, Laverne. Of course. But where are Arenville and Wuklamot, I wonder? Oh good, you're all here. Who might your companions be? Seeing as we needed information, I thought who better to get it from than the locals. These two hail from the villages we're thinking to visit. I give you credit for taking initiative, at least. What do you mean, at least? I'm honored that the Third Promise would seek my advice. I too am happy to answer your questions. Any encounter might be an opportunity to do business. Thank you both for your help. Before we begin, there will doubtless be other occasions when we need to act independently, so I brought these for the two of you. What's this? It's called a link pearl, a gemstone harvested from a special shell. When linked together, they allow people to communicate across great distances. That's so. What a handy thing to have. It's so handy, we literally call it a handy in German. It will be very useful in our travels. Speaking of which, I should get back to introducing my two new friends here. What a stroke of luck to forge this connection to the palace. May it be the beginning of a profitable partnership. Please, ask anything. I'll gladly tell you what you know. I gladly tell you what I know. Is there a reason the Pelupelu all wear these masks? Those masks? Who should we speak to first, do you think? Even up close, the Hanu are remarkably similar to the Vanu, aside from those brilliant feathers, of course. Wuklamot may not be as experienced or accomplished as her brothers, but he has an affinity for the people. For her, finding those willing to cooperate is as simply as asking. The Tuliyollal saga features a number of Tyral's clans. Two of those, the Hanu Hanu and the Peru, have settlements relatively close to the city, so I brought a representative of each. As I mentioned before, the Hanu are a cheerful people who love their festivals. They make their appearances in the Lay of Reeds, and their home village, Okanu, is located in Kuzumaku. The other, smaller fellow, is one of the Pelu, a clan of business-minded folk from Okupacha. They appear in the Lay of Gold and craft all kinds of marvelous goods in Wachun Pelu, their village. Now, as for deciding which village to visit first, why don't you put that adventurous instinct of yours to work for us, Laverne? Pick your destination. And this is just... Accepting quest from the helpful Hanu will temporarily prevent you from accepting the quest from the approachable Palu, and vice versa. This is interesting, they haven't done that before. The second quest path will become available from the respective NPC once you have completed the series of quests from the first path. Furthermore, story elements and quest rewards will not be affected by your initial choice of path. Speak with the NPC you prefer, and embark on the trail for the right of succession. Okay, cool.